Fire in the pit barrel hole. Let's cook a pork. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard grill. What we're going to do today is we've got this half a pork butt. It's pork shoulder, half of a pork butt. Anyway, we're going to smoke it, braise it, and brine it all at the same time. We got to make a rub for it first. This is my pilon. I'm going to put some of this in there. This is pickling spice. We need about a tablespoon of this. Pickling spice has got coriander seed, mustard seed, peppers, and all sorts of other crap. We just want to get that in there and break that up a little bit. Just want to crack it a little bit, get it cracked up in my pilon. Just want to crack it a bit. Let me get that done. I'll bring you right back. Okay, I got my pickling spice cracked up the way I want it. We're going to add to that some salt. About a tablespoon of salt. Good old salt. Salt's good stuff, right? We got some black pepper. About a tablespoon of black pepper. I'm not really measuring. I'm just, you know, throwing stuff in there. Setting stuff aside as I use it. Yeah. Okay, we got some cumin. Cumin's an important thing to put in there. Need about a tablespoon of that. Should have got a spoon that would fit in my cumin jar. You don't want too much cumin. It can be overpowering. But a bit of cumin in there. Cumin, as they say, cumin. Excuse me. Got some chili powder. Chili powder, about a tablespoon of chili powder in there. That smells good. Chili powder. And some paprika. I think that completes the dry ingredients, the paprika. Got our dry ingredients in the rub. Paprika, give it a little color. Then we're gonna mix that up a bit. Pickling spice is some good stuff. It's got mustard seed, coriander seed, and a whole bunch of other stuff in it. It's going to make this really good, this pork butt. Anyway, what we're going to do now is put some of this in there. This is Cheater's garlic, what my buddy John calls Cheater's garlic. It's garlic that's already minced up and in water. So we're going to take a heaping teaspoon of that, maybe more. And we're going to put that in with the rub. And that's going to make a kind of a paste rub that we're going to rub on this pork. But that's not all. Wait till you see what we're going to do to this thing. Going to mix up that Cheater's garlic with all those wet, dry ingredients. And now we've got a kind of a paste, you see. I'm going to rub that all over the pork. And I'll show you what that looks like when I get done. And then we're going to do a braise and a brine at the same time. So stay tuned. I got my pork butt rubbed up with that paste rub that I made. And now we're going to do this is going to be the brine and the braising liquid all at the same time. Look at this stuff. Pickleback Mixer. What this is the juice from pickle jars. We're going to pour that in the bottom of that pan. I want to get about an inch or two of that in there. That's going to help with the it's going to brine and at the same time braise my pork. I'm also going to throw in some Maker's Mark Bourbon. That's going to give it a nice flavor too. And when I pull this thing, I'm going to pull it into this liquid that it's braising in. I'm going to put the rest of that jar in there. It was about how much was that? I don't even know. It's one of those small jars anyway. Yeah, so that stuff is smelling good right about now. That bourbon and that Pickleback Mixer. And if you're wondering why we use Pickleback Mixer, I'll let Tango Joe explain it. Take it away, Tango Joe.
Brining your pork in pickleback? It's the American way.
So there you have it. If you don't use this stuff, you're un-American. That's the bottom line. Anyway, let me get this thing. I got my temperature probe inserted. I'm going to get it in the pit barrel and get it smoking. I've got some cherry wood producing a light smoke. When we get to 160 degrees, we'll wrap it, and then we'll cook it down until it's ready to pull apart. So stay tuned. I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, that pork butt is in the pit barrel. Like I said, I got some cherry wood producing some light smoke. We're going to cook it till we get an internal temperature of 160 degrees. Then we're going to wrap it with foil and cook it until it takes it up to about 205, 210 degrees. That's where we'll be able to pull it apart and eat it. So stay tuned. My pork is at 160, so it's time to wrap it. After that, there's nothing to see after that. Just wrap it up and get it up to about 210 where we can pull it. It's looking good already though, isn't it? And that pickleback juice is really smelling good. So let's just wrap that thing up, and then it'll be time to take a taste and drink a beer. So stay tuned.
Tonight on Pickleback Theater, it's brine time. Get your pork ready.
Okay, my pickleback pulled pork is done. I've got it pulled apart over there. I'm going to make a sandwich. I've got some of this Tabasco barbecue sauce that I like, that I got at Aldi's. I'm going to put some of that on the bottom of the bun. A little bit of Tabasco barbecue sauce. I'm going to grab some of this pork. Grab some of this shredded pork. Oh boy, I left it right in the braising liquid. See it? See how it keeps it real nice and moist. Look at that. I'm going to pile that up with a lot of that. And I'm going to throw a little bit more of that barbecue sauce on top. That Tabasco barbecue sauce. And I got some pickled jalapenos that I'm going to dress it up with too. Get some of these out of here. Oh yeah, pickled jalapenos. I love them. I love a pickled jalapeno. I love pickled everything. I'm just going to use my fingers because no one else is going to eat out of that jar but me. And there you go, pickled jalapenos on that pickleback pulled pork sandwich. I hate to put the cover on it, it's so beautiful. Let me get a beer and we'll take a taste of this magnificence. Stay tuned. My pickleback pulled pork sandwich is done. Here's today's beer. Funky Buddha Vibin' Groovable Lager. You get this at the grocery store, Rob. Funky Buddha's right down the street here in Oakland Park. The same place where Jaco Pastorius was born. You know Jaco Pastorius? I forgot to tilt the glass. Oh, my bad. My bad. It's going to be all foam. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a screw up of mammoth proportions. Look at that. Funky Buddha Brewing Company goes hand in hand with Oakland Park and Jaco Pastorius. I had the pleasure to meet Jaco Pastorius once, many years ago. He was an amazing musician, I'll tell you. And Funky Buddha is a great brewing company. Funky Buddha, love it. Lager, a lager from Funky Buddha. We're going to have a lot of head on this one, Rob, because I screwed up royally and didn't tilt the glass. Well, let's take a sniff of it anyway. What do you think? Ah, it smells great. It smells great. Let's take a taste, Rob. Let's quaff the froth off it. Plenty of froth to quaff, Rob. It's hard to say. Quaff the froth, Rob. You say that 10 times fast. Here we go. That's very delicious. A very nice beer from Funky Buddha with a low ABV, I think. 5.8% ABV alcohol by volume. Let me get my sandwich over here. I can't wait to get a taste of this thing. That pickle juice just makes everything better, you know? Just, I don't know. I gotta take a bite of that. Get me some of that jalapeno in my mouth too. Oh man. Wow. The bourbon and pickle juice really makes that, it sets this apart from every other pulled pork sandwich I've ever had. It's amazing. You guys gotta try this recipe, and don't take my word for it. Listen to the words of an American master.
To brine or not to brine? That is the pickle we find ourselves in. There's only one thing to do. Get some pickleback.